Andre, what camper do we have behind us?
It's very special, dude.
Yep.
Because you and I, for many, many years, we've been searching for this. A camper that combines off-road capability, luxury, and quality.
Yeah, the two things ultimately usually don't go together, right? You can get an on-road camper like an Airstream that's very luxurious and very comfortable, but you take it out here and it's going to fall apart.
Or it will just bottom out, right?
Yeah. Or you can get a camper that is kind of basic, you know, good for off-roading, but you don't have all of the luxury appointments. And yet, what are we towing?
This is an MDC, which is an Australian-based camping manufacturer that's been around for years. And this is their largest model, one of their most luxurious ones. It's XT19 and has a very long name. And in this video, we can learn everything about it.
All right, well, let's cut to that video, my man, because we have hit the bathroom and I need to really go.
No, we're supposed to go in the middle of nowhere. This is Moab, Utah. Forget about the bathroom.
Look, there's a bathroom right there. Let me go use it. All right. Why don't you show a video, you roll it, I'm going to go pee. You know, okay. I am getting old, Andre. And then we'll get back and kind of wrap it up.
Okay, let's talk to Shane. I'm going to talk to Shane.
You do that while I pee. Shane, nice to meet you, man.
Yeah, nice to meet you as well.
Thank you for setting this up. We're kind of in the backcountry near Salt Lake City.
Yes, yes.
It's a beautiful environment here.
It really is.
But I really wanted to learn about this trailer. This is the MDC XT19 HRT. I mean, it has a very long name.
Yes, yes. The Australians do that. I've complained a few times about it, but you know, it's their thing.
Wait, Off-Road Extreme.
Off-Road Extreme, OGE, yeah. So it's actually the XT19 HRT OGE.
Well, that's a big, long name. But actually, I'm pretty excited because I haven't seen one of these trailers before. And you're the expert, right?
Yes.
So you're with ROA
Off-Road, yeah.
Which is RVs of America,
yes.
Off-Road. And you're kind of specialized in some of these trailers as well.
So we're the very first dealer in all of North America to specialize in exclusively off-road. And
yes.
we have 4 stores all over the country, one in your neck of the woods, Colorado Springs.
Yes.
And here in Utah is where our HQ is, and then Arizona and South Carolina. But yes, we specialize in these trailers. This is our niche.
And then MDC is one of the original Australian companies.
Yeah,
right?
yes. Been around for almost 20 years, just going on 20 years. Australian design. They own a plant in the US, in Australia, and in China. So some of it gets first manufactured in China, and then it comes to Australia and the US to get its final assembly.
Okay.
But very important, they are Australian owned and operated.
And a lot of the patents in this camper are also from this company, right?
Yeah.
So it's not like, I don't know, a home-built unit, you know, that somebody built somewhere.
No. They have really high-end engineers. They have some of the most renowned specialists as far as compliance go. So they go above and beyond what anybody I've ever seen, even in the United States. Like everything, like RVIA certified, Pacific West Associated. Like these are 2 different certifications that you get in the US. No manufacturer is required to get 2. They're only required to get 1 or the other. MDC comes in and says, we'll do both. Just because they want to say, their whole motto is escape with confidence. So they go to every degree that they can to make their trailer very, very reliable.
And the stickers, I mean, not just stickers.
Yeah.
I mean, they help you insure, finance some of these units.
Yes.
And so some other benefits come with that too.
Oh yeah, for sure. A lot of small mom and pop shops, they don't even have these. And that's an issue. People don't realize that. All of a sudden they go to the bank, can't get loans, can't get insurance on it. So they've gone through all of this and they go above and beyond.
All right, let's start with the chassis. I'm a truck guy.
Okay.
So I want to talk about the size of this. I see XT19, and initially I assumed that's the entire length of this trailer.
No.
But it's the house.
Yes, it's the house.
It's the length of the floor of the home, basically.
Yes. Yeah, so you're just under 26 foot, just over 25.
With the hitch.
With the hitch to the tire.
Okay.
So the total length.
I see, is this galvanized steel?
Yes, this is hot dip galvanization.
Okay.
Now, and also, that's actually one of the cleanest galvanizations I've ever seen.
Okay.
I was asking the owner, why is it so smooth and clean? They actually scrub the bath. So when there's always these plants that do galvanization.
Yeah, and the frame goes into it,
Yeah,
right?
and they're going to dip hundreds, thousands of things into that.
Yeah.
Before they send their chassis through, they tell them to scrub it so it's completely clean and it gets a fresh dip into that hot.
And that's when
They
MDC
put theirs
uses
in.
it.
Yeah, and they pay extra for that. That's not just everybody else just sends it in, and it's good, but this is like a very, very good process.
Let's look at the hitch because you could see the structure there as well.
Yeah.
And so steel and also very large too.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you could see the section up here.
Oh yeah. And this right here, this is actually a feature. It's for your CrossFit. You know, for exercise.
Yes, I gotcha. So basically massive. So normally you would see a trailer and the chain links would be kind of small, tiny,
Yeah.
right?
This is massive.
This is hefty stuff.
So and look at this. We have an 8.8 grade, right? Everything is rated. This is something that a lot of people don't realize is we've seen a lot of knockoff trailers coming into the US, and these are the areas where they don't pay attention to. Are they putting the proper grade bolts? Are they mark every single bolt you'll see on this trailer marked? That's because they've torqued it, right? Lots of attention to detail.
And then tell me a little bit, we talked about length. How about width? Because I know it's a little special because it is an Australian design. And also weight.
Yeah, so the Australians, they like to keep it around to track the vehicle.
Yeah.
So it's 7'3". So it really does track your tow vehicle.
So like a
nicely.
F-150, for example?
Yeah, it's going to track.
A full-size truck.
Yeah. So, yeah.
But why is that important? It's not just because they decided to do this, right? I mean, it's important when you're off the beaten path.
Yeah.
Right? Sometimes it's easier to place your vehicle and your trailer. Also on loose terrain, for example. You know, you're not making 4 tracks,
Yeah,
you're
exactly.
making just 2 tracks.
Yeah,
through it,
exactly.
right?
Your truck's compacting it, which has the actual driving wheels, the 4-wheel drive.
Yeah.
And then these are just getting dragged behind it. It's going to go down a better track. And forest roads are generally more narrow, so you're going to track the actual road.
And then the weight, so I just saw 7,700 pounds there rating. So it's like 3.5 ton gross vehicle weight, is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. It's kind of outside of like a mid-sized truck's territory a little bit.
I would definitely do an F-150
or maybe a 250 or something
or 250.
like that. Yeah.
A lot of the people buying them are going to either have a half ton or a 3/4 ton.
Yeah.
Like Tremor or whatever, Power Wagon. I towed it with a Power Wagon. It tows fine.
Yeah.
Right? But I would feel okay towing it with an F-150 or 1500.
Gotcha.
So this hitch too, have you seen these hitches?
Yeah, I have.
So this is this is the Cruisemaster DO35 that articulates side to side, up and down. We're really on a slant, so that's why it's so low to the ground.
Well, you leveled it out.
Yeah.
Because this is our new home.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
I wanted it to make it nice.
Yes.
You don't want the
also
blood.
have a handbrake. You don't see usually on kind of American designs, but you have a handbrake for the brakes, right?
Absolutely. And another cool thing that MDC does that you don't see on a lot of trailers, look at this. They tell you how to tighten your lug nuts. They give you instructions on everything. Something that I really get frustrated about the RV industry is most manufacturers, they build the trailers, they send it to a big box dealer, and then they just like send them out the door as fast as they can. People don't know how to use things. They don't know how to operate it. They don't get handovers.
Maybe it's your first trailer.
It's your first, a lot of people it is.
Yes.
And here MDC has taken the attention to like, hey, close appliance valves before you open cylinders. And so they go through all of these little details that kind of show you how to operate your trailer. So if you do get a bad delivery experience, which ROA doesn't do, we'll spend hours to an entire day in a handover for people.
Yeah.
Because we want them to have that good
You got
experience.
propane storage.
Yeah.
It's ventilated too.
Ventilated, all propane is heavier than air, so it will drop down. You can also put larger propane tanks. These are 20 pounders, but you can put 30 pounders. Also, look at this, Andre, like just the attention, like how they put this rubber seal around here, right? So when this is going off-road, it's not going to be scratching the bottles. These are also metal woven.
And everything has like cotter pins too.
Yeah.
Not cotter pins, but like little lock pins, right?
Yeah. The pins to hold everything in place.
I'm already
Gas struts. Look at how they actually put a
gasket here.
Gasket, and then they also do this runoff here. So when water comes down, it's going to drop into there. It's going to go down the channel, just like a car.
Okay.
Like an automotive. You don't notice that in a lot of RVs. They won't have stuff like that. So water comes in and intrudes into the cargo box.
And there's no wood in this construction, right?
No. I mean, you have cabinetry, some of the veneers, but the exterior, this is actually an aluminum composite. This is also aluminum diamond plating right here.
Gotcha. I want to look at the suspension before we go inside, because the suspension is key. Because I like to also equate this, and I've talked to many people about this too. It's your house that's undergoing an earthquake while it's moving on the road.
Yes.
Because the road is not perfect, the trail is really rough, so you have to have the suspension to protect your home, right?
Yes.
And this has it.
Yes, this does. This has a massive Cruise Master. This is actually a patent designed by MDC.
Yeah.
It's the Tough Tracks. It has a mega hub, so they're 12-inch electric drum brakes. The actual spindles on these, they don't taper like most spindles do. So they actually go across all the same size, and then they have true, genuine Timken bearings.
Yeah.
But it's a dual bearing system inside the hub.
I'm going to get closer. Stay right there. Stay right there. Sir Shane,
Yeah,
I want to
no,
lay down.
good.
Because these shocks are massive.
Yeah.
Like, look at my hand next to it. Sorry if I'm blocking it.
Yeah.
And there's also like limiting chains
Yeah.
and all that stuff too.
And look at all the brake wires. They're all through corrugated plastic, right? So they're not just running the brake cables and the wires. They're covering everything in protective skin, so they don't rub. Everything that goes through the frame has rubber grommets through this frame, so nothing is actually hitting metal. So you're not going to have rubbing and chafing over time and getting things shorted out.
Yeah.
It's really well done. They have camber, alignment bolts. You'll see some of these knockoff brands that have brought this stuff into the US and they don't have alignment. They don't have camber. Like, we've been dealing with this stuff and people will get trailers and they can't align their trailers. It's like, well, that's madness, especially if it's off-road. You should be able to make those types of adjustments.
So like normally, like I have a boat trailer that's pretty old and it has solid axles running through it and also 5 lugs. Very simple. Similar weight to this. This is 6 lugs, and you mentioned, the mega hubs, right?
Yeah.
Everything seems to be overbuilt.
Well, and those bolts are like 30% thicker. I don't, the millimeters on them, I think it's a 14 millimeter hub, sorry.
Stud?
Stud?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you'll usually in most off-road trailers, you'll see 10 to 12 in the US. So bigger studs. You got to feel, I know you can't capture that on video, but you just got to grab that side wall and how it's just strong and thick.
Well, it's like about an inch thick.
Yeah.
You could probably show this. Like the sidewall.
Yeah. It's very robust.
If I saw this, I would think it's like 10,000 pounds.
Yeah.
Just coming up to it.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's less than that, way less than that.
Yeah, way less.
Yeah.
And lots of cool little features. Before we go inside, just show off. This is a little place where you can tailgate, put a TV out. You have a little tray here. Everything works off grid. So this has an inverter system, so you can plug in and watch a TV without
110 or 120 volts.
Yep. No power necessary. You have an outside kitchen. This thing, and look how thick this track is right here. This whole track.
Yeah.
And so this bolt is going to come up, and then you want to grab that. You just grab that,
sorry.
Just do it and pull it out yourself. So that's the handle you pull on.
Wow, there's some heft to it.
Yeah.
There's some heft to it.
This is the main handle right there. And that comes all the way out right here. So get it out. It locks in. You have a little lever right here.
Little table. Yeah.
And now look at this, Andre. This is like the attention to detail, right? While you're off-roading, this is all strapped in.
Yeah, check this out, Gavin, over here. And I think, the Australian mentality, right? You're traveling for hundreds of kilometers or miles in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
If something fails, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I see this mentality where you want to protect things, stuff doesn't rattle, it doesn't snap, all that stuff.
Well, yeah, and then look at this. Look at the attention to detail. You open this up, you have a windshield. This comes up, and look how it slides right in there perfectly into that slot. And then you have all of this stuff CNC'd.
MDC right there.
MDC. Everything is welded through here, right? You have all of this stuff is done in-house in their factory. I've seen them designing these kitchens. You'll see some trailers coming out making like their own, they like kind of just ship it from a big plant. Everything MDC does custom. You should lift this up. This is really cool. This
goes up vertical?
Yeah, and then see this little lever right here?
Yeah.
You pull it this way.
I see.
And then twist it. And then this drops down, locks in, everything locks in. It's nice and tight.
It's like your pantry outside or something?
Yeah,
or
dry
pantry.
rack, dish.
Yeah.
And this is plumbed, hot and cold water. So it's all plumbed into it. So you don't have to hook anything up. You're just ready to go. And then another thing, I'll show you really quick. I can't reach it from here. Right behind, right there, there's a switch. Can you, yeah, right there.
Yeah.
Turn that one. Look, now you have white. Now turn it off. And right above it, there's another switch. It was right, yeah, it's there, right there.
Oh, yeah.
It's yellow.
Yellow.
So bugs.
For bugs, yeah.
Yeah, the bugs don't like that as much.
Yeah.
So
details.
tons and tons of details.
Small details.
Yeah. We can leave this out. This is a refrigerator.
Okay, what's over there?
Yeah, this is a refrigerator compartment. So there is a fridge inside. Another little detail. Australia, dust going out in the outback.
Yeah, everywhere.
Right? This right here, you have a sill right there. You have another sill here, and you have an additional sill. So they call these the triple sill doors. And then this is a cam lock, so when you actually shut it, it actually sucks in. See that? So when you go into this,
squeezes all that stuff.
Yeah, it's going to squeeze right up and
Okay.
just make that really airtight. This is a tray, comes out. You can put a fridge. It also passes through to the other side of the trailer, which allows a lot of storage over there.
And all of this is on the passenger side of the vehicle, so basically passenger side.
Yeah.
So which is everybody used to, right?
Yeah, that's
we all
US standard.
Yeah, that's what it is.
So
anything else on the other side, like
I mean,
shore power maybe?
Oh
or
yeah,
something
for
else?
sure. You have, of course, you have your other side of your pass-through storage. Another little detail, just lights. Everything has a light. Every compartment has a light. You have another light right here. That's worked from the inside. So if you need to have more light here, you have a light there, right?
Yeah.
Because guess what? You're gonna hook up your water, fill up your water. There's also an outside shower. This little track right here is actually a shower house.
Okay, so you can set it up.
Yeah, and then there's a clear opening there so you can have a shower at night if you want to. And everything does white or yellow for the bugs, right? You have a Truma on-demand water heater.
Which is here?
Yeah, which is right there. The roof, we haven't talked about the power.
Yeah, because we have solar and batteries.
Yes, massive batteries, massive solar, 1,225 watts of solar on the roof. And then if that's not enough for you, you can plug in another 600 watts.
And you said 800 amp hours of battery.
Lithium, yeah.
Of lithium. And also ability to charge from the truck.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So this guy.
Yeah.
Too.
So, yeah, that's called an Anderson plug. This is really popular in the U.S. We actually install these at our stores in Colorado Springs, Utah, South Carolina. So when you come to pick up your trailer, they pull the truck back, get that whole thing installed.
You know what I also use this for? Winches on trucks.
Oh, yeah.
You know some of those removable winches where you plug it in, connect it, and go.
Yeah, for sure. Well, the
really
cool
useful.
thing, in the U.S., you have the standard 7-pin. That generally only makes 5 amps. This can do 25 to 50 amps.
Yeah.
When you have an 800 amp hour battery system,
5 amps will take you, what, 330?
a long time. We're not doing math today.
I'm sorry, I've been driving for 8 hours.
Yeah.
That would be a long time.
Yeah, I don't. 5 divided by 800, right?
Yes.
Opposed to
Yeah.
50 amps.
Yes,
25
exactly.
to 50 amps, right? Depends on the truck and what it's outputting.
And the batteries are almost full because I was just inside.
Yeah.
I noticed that. So
Now, just so you know, before you got here, we ran the air conditioner for probably 3 hours.
Really?
Because we were out here filming.
It was about 80 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah, my
around,
truck
so-
was like 86 at one point today.
Okay.
It was a little cooler up here, but
Okay.
yeah, we came in and I'm a diva.
And it's
I
still
wanted
like
air conditioner.
87% left.
Yeah, that was running for a while.
Because AC is the most taxing
Yeah,
electrical
that's gonna-
component.
For
right?
sure. Check this out. So, they have kangaroos in Australia?
Yeah, I've seen them.
That's
It's not going to go
strong.
through there?
That will bear-proof, kangaroo
Well,
proof? No, I don't know.
This probably is a little bit better too.
Yeah, that's a little bit better.
Yeah, for the bear.
But the cool thing is if you have a dog and you will go out on a hike, you can shut this and it locks right here.
Yeah.
So you can actually lock the screen door.
That's kind of neat. And there's a little pass-through for the handle here.
Yeah.
Sweet. And also the latching mechanism, right?
Yeah, so that this door it's called a Trimark, so it has a triple latching. So it latches here, but it also latches up here.
Really?
And down here. So most trailers, and I've seen this in just standard trailers going up twisty roads, this latch will sometimes pop open because there's so much
It has happened to
bending,
me. Yeah.
right? So if you grab right here, you can feel it pulling. When you lock that in, nothing anymore. There's no way this door is ever going to fly open when you're off camber.
If you're moving, yeah.
Moving down a twisty road. I've done that in motorhomes. Pull into a gas station, go to get out, and the door won't open because the trailer's all bent a little bit, and you got to go on level ground.
Yeah.
kind of funny.
Nice. All right, let's enter the home part of it.
Yes. Let's turn on the air.
Oh, it is a little warm, so we need to turn on the AC.
Yeah, we'll turn the air conditioner on.
Okay. So I see a couple things immediately. So this is kind of the bedroom area.
Yeah. And you got an extra little light here.
Whoa! And also the
that's a
sunroof.
Yeah. And it's magnetic, so you can separate it, pull it apart, and it's like a yacht port.
Panoramic roof.
Yeah, you can actually get right out of there, turn it, ventilation. You also have these nice fans, these Sirocco fans.
Yeah.
Chargers for your cell phone right there.
Oh, wireless.
Yeah, wireless.
Okay.
And then, of course, you have 12-volt outlets.
12-volt,
regular,
120 volt.
Yeah. Your reading lights dim. You have wardrobe. This is a really nice area. And this is super deep, so you can hang things or stow stuff down low.
Jackets, dresses, whatnot.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely want your dresses.
And my dresses, or my significant others.
yeah, your significant other.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Right?
I already tell, first of all, it's modern. It
Yes.
feels modern.
Yes.
So it's not like a 20-year-old design or something.
Yeah.
I love the cabinetry. I see the LED lights on the floor.
Lighting, really nice lighting throughout. How tall are you?
Almost 6'3".
6'3", and you're not touching.
I'm not touching.
And you're wearing shoes, so you're like
Yes.
6'4" with shoes.
Yes.
Yeah, right?
So even some big dudes
Yeah.
can hang out in here.
So it's 6'5",
Yes.
floor to ceiling.
Yes.
Just over 6'5".
Yeah.
So lots of headroom. All is cabinetry too. So these are all locking latches. I always say, if you want to call yourself an off-road trailer manufacturer, there's 3 things that you have to have: a hitch, an articulating hitch,
Yeah.
independent suspension, and locking latches. Because if you're going off-road,
And this is coming out.
that's flying out, right? Can you imagine your cabinets, everything flying out?
Dishes are coming out.
Dishes, food,
Yeah.
honey, peanut butter, and pickle jars,
That's
right?
when you get the bears, right?
Yeah, that's when you need that door to shut and lock yourself in here.
Yeah.
No, it's silly, but it's true. Like
Yeah.
I'm out doing a race with a bunch of friends in a motorhome with cheap cabinets.
Yeah.
I make a sharp turn, cabinet opens, a jar of pickle juice
Yeah.
flies out, shatters. There's glass
It's everywhere.
and pickle juice everywhere. It's
And
not fun.
I've explained the hitches too, but a standard ball hitch can get into a bind,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
In certain areas.
Yeah, and so you're going to put strain on the trailer somewhere, right? If your truck is doing this and the trailer's doing this, right?
And it's resisting,
Yeah,
right?
there's
It's
going to be resistant. You're going to put strain on the truck and the trailer, right? Because there's going to be some sort of bend. Instead, the hitch is moving independent, side to side, up and down for the washes, right? So you're not going to get caught on a ball and potentially break something or pop off the ball. People have popped off balls before, so.
So I feel cold air.
Yes.
Really nice. What is it set to? Is it?
It's this remote. It's a Truma remote. Yeah, so I just set it to. I just turned it on and put it to 62.
Yeah,
so
just to get
blowing
it
really cold fast.
right
And this
now.
is on low. That's on the lowest setting.
And it's not very loud, actually.
It was very quiet. We're talking.
Normally.
Yeah. In
But
video.
now I'm concerned. I want to know how much amperage this is
So
using.
the cool thing is this is the Renogy Core 1. Now, this is a little deceiving because this is showing that 95 amps are currently getting pulled.
Pulled, yes.
But you have your fridge, you have your DC outlets, you have your water pump, your furnace, your water heater, your air conditioning, and every single light in the trailer turned on.
Yes.
Every light is on.
So when you talk about 800 amp hours,
Yeah.
because when you talk about electric vehicles, it's usually kilowatt hours.
Yeah.
So it's usually differently, there's a different
Yeah.
language, so to
Yeah.
speak. But this makes it clear.
7 hours until you're dead.
Yes.
Yeah,
So you take 800 divided by 95, whatever you're using, and those are your hours.
Yeah.
But it's night. Night is almost here. You're not going to be running this all night.
Cloud cover.
Cloud cover. You can get comfortable, and with that solar, I'm impressed actually. 1200, 1250,
1225.
1225. That's a lot of solar.
Yeah, almost. And elevated panels, so they're not stick-on panels. The elevated panels are the most efficient because you get airflow under there. They don't overheat. So you have and they're glass. So it's the best way to actually do solar.
It's pretty impressive. And also, if you're driving, your truck is charging the battery too.
Yeah. So on a nice sunny day, if you plug in the Anderson connector and drive with the solar, you could turn on the AC and probably break even, like not even drain your battery on a sunny day,
Yeah.
right?
We're talking about like hot day.
Yeah, you can fire up the AC and just let it run while you're driving.
Sweet. All right, so we saw the bed. What size bed is this?
This is a queen size bed.
Queen size.
Yeah, and it is actually a regular residential besides these cutoffs, these corners.
Yeah.
But if you wanted to go and get, like, if you had a bed of your choice, you could easily get any mattress you want.
Now you have a dinette, which is huge.
Yeah, massive
because
dinette.
I sit here.
Yeah,
I mean, there's 2 or 3 people could sit here.
This slides if you're there's a little mechanism. Where did it go? Oh, it's right here. Let me lever. Yeah, so this kind of slides. Hold on.
Oh,
so it gives you a little bit more space if you're extra large.
Extra large, which I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
We all are at times. And then there's a little.
And this also squishes.
Yeah, you have a little lever and don't want to squish you.
So it could convert.
Yeah,
it could convert into a bed.
This will
space.
drop all the way down, and then it turns into a bed.
Okay.
Now you mentioned something about some high-end motorhomes you've seen, right?
Yeah. So I did a couple of videos. For example, like a Prevost coach bus.
Yeah.
Which is like a full-size motorhome. $2 million.
$2 million.
Yes.
Yeah.
And of course, it's larger than this. It's not about the size, but it was attention to detail.
Yeah.
You know, you open the fuse panel, and the wires are all kind of grouped together, and they're labeled.
Yeah.
This is like a $2 million luxury mansion on wheels.
Yeah. And this.
Are you telling me?
Yeah,
Are you telling me?
Yeah, I want to show you something. This is why I'm taking this out of the way so you can see, because I actually used to sell very similar.
So big,
$1 million
big motorhomes.
Motorhomes.
Okay.
I like, first of all, when you get under a lot of trailers, they just put raw wood. If it has a finish, you're lucky.
Yeah.
Usually they're just kind of hanging out with maybe a 4-screw hinge.
Yeah.
Piano hinge all the way across. They're more expensive than just a standard, right? You look at this caulking through here. See all that detail? And then when you open this up.
Whoa. So this is where the batteries live, basically.
Yeah, and you actually have 2. So these are 400 amps. So you have a total of 800 amps.
Okay.
And look at this. You like that labeling?
30 amp fuses.
30
everything
amp.
is labeled.
Everything's labeled here. Tells you exactly where it's going to. You can see how everything is in corrugated skins. Down here, look at this. See how they put in a rubber.
And I like the floor finish too. The floor finish is basically the same.
They
the
run
whole
it through.
floor is the same.
Yep,
yeah.
Exactly. And everything is just so. I think this is one of the most well put together coaches or RVs or trailers I've ever had. We're super excited. I actually wanted to work with these guys almost 6 years ago. We got in the off-road space 8-9 years ago. One of the first dealers in America to do that. I actually saw MDC and what they were doing in Australia. I was like, these guys are really cool. They have like customer groups, adventures, where they take 100 trailers out to the middle of the desert, right?
Yeah.
And they all camp together. And I was like, man, these guys are really cool what they're doing. I called them up. Hey, are you guys coming to America? Nah. Hey, I want to sell your trailers. Nah, we don't work with dealers. We're direct to consumer. We want to make sure we oversee everything. Finally.
So it was a slower process.
Yeah, 2 years ago, we finally synced up. And I'm so excited because I was always watching them from a distance, seeing what they were doing. And they were really doing things that nobody else was. Just the quality. I mean, look at this bracketry. Like, that holds that battery in.
Yeah.
It's just, the details are so...
Basically, lock nuts everywhere.
Yeah.
Those should not back out, if ever, right? So, yeah, I'm quite impressed. All right, let's keep moving. I mean, I also want to see the fridge, I guess.
Yeah, fridge.
The kitchen.
I don't know if I showed you this. I love the little details. Like, that's a wiring harness that they hide behind that. You know,
logo. A little red light, probably for like.
Yeah,
but at night, I'm sure. At night, it has like a little bit ambiance as
well.
Well,
it shuts off so you can't see it, but it's nice. It's nice that they cover it, right? A lot of trailers, when you look into the cabinets, that's where you start seeing where they cut the corners, right? Make things cheap.
Yeah, in the car, sometimes, you know, when you run your hand inside of where the cup holders in the door is, and if you can cut, you know, sometimes it's sharp.
Yeah.
And some cars are nice and smooth.
Yeah.
That's the attention to detail.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and so this is the kitchen you were talking about.
Yes. So we've got a propane.
Yeah, propane stovetop.
Yeah.
Propane oven, and then a standard microwave that works off of shore power or your inverter, solar.
Okay.
Oh, you got a TV over here. I don't know if we mentioned
And
that.
a little
Stereo system.
stereo system. I saw speakers outside too.
Yeah, inside, outside speakers. You can control it. It's Bluetooth. Truma is the air conditioner. Truma's your furnace, and Truma's your water heater. Truma is a German company, and they're known for making the best appliance or components for RVs in the world. Like really good, most efficient. This is the most efficient 120 volt AC currently on the market that you can buy.
Oh, it's just gonna. We're getting cold.
Is it getting cold?
It's getting cold.
It's getting a little cold in here.
Yeah. So
Turning it up.
So then I see a fridge and freezer.
Yes.
Can you show me that latch?
Yeah,
on the fridge.
So this is what's really cool about MDC is they listen to the customers, right? And so supposedly this has a latch right here.
Yeah.
But maybe it came open one time, and so the customer gave them feedback and said you should put a secondary latch. So they did, right? So you just open that up, and then of course you have a latch over here. It's going to be hard for you to see.
And you don't have to use this when you're just parked.
Oh, when you're just parked, you just kind of hang out. Yeah.
You know, I would like to see this on boats more as well.
Yeah.
Because the boat is the same thing. You know, some cabin cruisers, you know, you're going hitting waves.
Oh,
and
yeah.
everything is moving.
Oh yeah, for sure. And it's a 12 volt, so it all works through the solar and the batteries.
Okay.
So you're not dealing with propane, gas, flames, and that's your freezer, and then your fridge, and then we kind of went over this, right?
Yeah. So it's kind of the panel, and actually, I'm not too intimidated by this.
Well, and look at this. This is cool. You push this. There's a lot of more features. RV leveling, right? Boom. It tells you. Oh, it's not set up right now, but you can set it up, and it tells you your camber or your pitch. If
So
you're
you can
1
make
degree
sure
that
you
way,
just right.
yeah, you got to set it up. But yeah, and then you go into here. You see, oh, this is how much solar's coming in. There's like
the sun
is going down, so it's very low solar right now, and there's clouds. But so if you plugged in your truck, you'd see your charge that's coming in from your truck. It's just, it's very simple. You go to home, 6 hours, 96 amps, easy. Pretty simple.
Nice.
And then soft close too, so nothing's gonna slam. And then the latch is all lock, so you have to twist.
And you have to turn it too.
Yeah, you have to turn it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now you should go and look at that bathroom. Tell me if it's, because you're taller. See if you feel comfortable in there.
Well, the doorway, I did have to duck a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. But actually, I could turn around and the restroom area, the toilet, it's sizable.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a cassette toilet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty sizable.
Yeah.
It's nice.
And the door's closed when you actually gain another inch on the side.
Yeah, can you show me?
And look at that latch. Yeah, you got to.
Gavin, you got to come in here. If two dudes can be in the bathroom together.
you know it's big enough, right?
Dude, this sounds like a bolt action.
Yeah, like a safe, and then you have another one down here that you push to unlock. And then
so you can use your foot with that as well.
Yeah. And then the toilet paper holder ends up in the right place when the door's shut.
Why? I travel 40 times a year probably on events, and going to hotels, the toilet paper holder is always in the wrong place. Have you noticed that too?
Yeah, it's kind of annoying. Just what is going on?
Yeah, but that's not the case here.
So these windows are dual pane window. So you have a gas in the middle, so it's going to be insulative. They hold up in 3 different positions, and it's polycarbonate. So I don't know if you know, but polycarbonate is 200 times stronger than glass, same diameter as far as break resistance.
Oh, really?
Right?
Okay.
So throw a rock or a baseball at 200 times stronger.
Interesting.
For that same thickness.
Okay.
Right? And so, because some people are asked, why you use that? That's why airplanes, jets, yachts use polycarbonate, not glass, because it's going to shatter.
But it's very clear too.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a little bit of distortion because the corner is here.
Yeah.
But when you're looking just through the window, I mean, look at that
looks
lake.
really good. Yeah.
Look at that lake in there.
Isn't that nice?
Outside.
Welcome to Utah.
Thank you.
Colorado's beautiful too.
Yeah, we've been getting rain in Utah and in Colorado. Everything is green.
Oh yeah, it's really green.
Now the shower.
Yeah, you got to check out this shower.
Also on a latch.
Yeah, everything.
I gotcha.
Everything's on a latch. See if that's enough space for you.
Sorry, I'm wearing my boots still, so
That's okay.
I'm sorry about that.
Would I fit in there with you? Do you think?
Maybe just met, so
maybe the camera guy can go in there. Can he fit in there? Look at this. There's a lot.
Actually, that's quite impressive. So I've been in trailers similar to this.
Yeah.
And I have to go like this.
Yeah.
And I don't have to do that here.
That's 6. Yeah, it's
almost
6 foot.
It's almost, yeah. I know it's kind of sloping here.
Yeah, in the back.
Because it's at the end, but I don't need to be there. I want to be in here.
Yeah, for sure.
So I am impressed. I mean, of course you can get, more gigantic trailers, but remember, this has to go off-road.
Yeah. Off-road,
As
off-road
well.
quality. You know, and to me, it's like, if you want an Airstream, but you want it to be on steroids, you want it to like go off-road and be off-grid, this is
And
less
last
expensive.
a very long time.
Yeah, this is less expensive, and it's gonna
Less
last
expensive?
than most Airstreams. Some of the higher. This is gonna get up there in the higher, more premium Airstream category.
Sure.
But yeah, the quality on these is gonna be.
And this is their largest unit by
This is their
MDC.
largest unit. Yeah.
Okay. Whoa, wait. This is making noise.
Yeah, that's porcelain, not
Nice,
plastic, right?
nice.
Do you like how everything's black? How they went with that theme?
Yeah, there's like I said, there's a theme to it. It's like
design.
looks modern.
Yeah. Well, see, sometimes you'll see chrome
Or gold.
or gold.
Gold fixtures.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. That's kind of like it's a
Gold
nice
is not
touch.
my bag, personally, so
No.
I like this.
Yeah, and you have like if you have wet clothing on that thing, see that? That's a little holds puts your swimsuits on it or whatever,
Nice.
your boots.
And there's a little vent here as
Yeah,
well.
that's a vent. You can open it up, and it can either suck or pull.
Or you could take a shower outside. I mean, what's the deal?
Yeah, the shower outside works too.
Yeah.
Yeah, just over 40 gallons of water, 42 gallons of water.
And so this is their largest unit, right?
Yes.
As far as 19.
Yeah.
What's some of the other sizes?
So they have a 17, they have a couple 16 options, 3 different 16
Okay.
floor plans. They have a 15, a 12, and then they have some tent trailers.
So this is like almost like a couple base
This is, oh yeah.
unit. So it's a little bit more premium, right?
Yeah.
It's, I don't know.
They're all going to be the exact same. Everything that you're seeing, attention to
the
detail,
quality.
premium quality,
Yeah.
exact same. Whether you buy a 12 or a 19.
Or 19. What about if you wanted, like 2 kids? What if you wanted to
Yeah,
bring
so
a
the
couple?
17 family,
Okay.
they call it the 17 family edition.
Okay.
That one can sleep 6.
Really?
They have a 16 family that sleeps 4. And then the 15 also sleeps 4 to 5
Okay.
kids. So yeah, they definitely have some.
That's what I meant
family
by
models.
premium, is that the parents are going away by themselves.
Yeah.
That's the premium I was
It's a
talking
luxury
about.
experience, getting away from the kids.
And the children are staying somewhere else. That's what I meant.
Yeah. No,
So-
but it's a valid point, right? Because you'll have manufacturers where they have their cheap trailer and then they're expensive. Even cars, right? You have Cadillacs and then you have whatever.
Yeah.
You know,
A basic Chevrolet.
Chevrolet,
Yeah.
right? The MDC, like whether you buy their least expensive trailer to their most expensive trailer, the attention to detail, the quality, it's going to be consistent all the way across the lineup.
And what's the price tag on this unit? Like we're looking at now?
So MSRP is, which is usually what's advertised out
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
120 to 130. Generally, we're selling them for less than that.
Okay.
Right around 110.
So you can negotiate a little bit.
Yeah,
There's some room.
Yeah, for sure.
a little bit of
There's
room.
always some room for negotiation,
Yeah.
right? We're very competitive on our pricing always, but we are one of their main exclusive dealers. They've signed up a few people, but we're the bulk of, we specialize in this stuff. So like as far as service and understanding of what this trailer's about and how it operates, nobody is gonna like give you the service that ROA would give you. Plus, after post-sale, we do like adventures and rallies. We took a whole group of people to Baja. We were just in Moab 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
With a dozen.
Like around Easter Jeep Safari or just after that?
No,
probably?
just after. Yeah, we
Just after,
went down there right after Jeep Safari,
Yeah.
and we took people to Hurrah Pass, Razors, all owners, people that bought trailers from us. So we have these owner groups where we go out and just camp.
great.
We have a rally down by Bryce Canyon every year, and people from all over the country come out. So like, the trailer's great, but at ROA, it's like that's the beginning of your experience. There's like way more beyond just the trailer itself.
And you also have very detailed, walkarounds.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we did a pretty detailed one, but you go even further. Plus, you have owner
ones.
orientations.
Oh yeah.
So
So you saw the marketing video.
Yes, I did.
Which was 2 hours long.
Yes.
We have a internal video that's a little bit longer, like 3 hours long, and it actually teaches you how to use everything, how to turn on the oven, how to turn on the stove. And so those are exclusive for people that buy from us. Like once you buy the trailer, we send them a private library. There's even technical stuff. How does this work? How do I turn on my Truma, right? So like that's post-sell.
Yeah.
But when you actually come and pick up, we generally will spend anywhere from 4 to 8 hours doing a handover, just making sure that people are super, super confident. That's their motto, escape with confidence.
Exactly.
And we need to align as a dealer with the manufacturer, right?
Exactly, yeah.
So,
and it makes total sense, especially if you're first. For example, my parents, are retiring, very, very close to retiring, and they might be looking at something like this, but they've never owned a trailer, right? So they need to be comfortable and learn about it before they sign on the line, right?
Yes, 100%.
Right.
It's super frustrating. You'll see so many handovers from other dealers. We have people that go and buy these trailers from other places sometimes, not that often, but then they're calling us and saying, they didn't even teach me how to do anything. How do I turn on my fridge? How do I turn on my air conditioning? It's like, they didn't tell you any of these things, right? And so it's really important that you give people the education that they need to be able to use their toy. You want to try to make it a frictionless experience for them. So
nice.
That's something that we shine at ROA. That's our goal, is to kind of transcend the transaction, right? Make it into an experience for people. So, but it does start with a quality product.
Yeah.
It's really hard to give people a great experience if you're selling things that fall apart.
Yeah.
And we've learned our lessons.
3 years down.
No, and we've learned our lessons over the years. We've teamed up with manufacturers that, we thought they were going to sell good stuff, and then over time they made them cheap. And MDC has they've wowed us with every experience we've been. Everything we've done with them has just been top notch. Their warranty, their support, their post sell, it's really, really good stuff. So
nice.
That's it.
Thank you for showing it to me.
Yeah.
But now I have to hook it up to my truck.
Yeah, we can help you hook it up. Easy.
Yes.
What did I miss, Andre?
You missed everything.
Yeah.
But another thing you missed?
What's that?
You have a luxurious bathroom in the camper. Why would you go into a hole in the ground when you have a beautiful restroom right there?
That's a really good point. I didn't think about that. I'm so used to just going, off the beaten path and then going into one of these, let's call them unimproved honey buckets,
yes.
That I missed it. So look, here we are. We're driving this Tremor, right?
Yeah.
We're pulling this camper with a lot of suspension, and I've, pulled a lot of campers on a lot of off-roading. This thing is at home here.
Exactly, and like you were listening there, right? It's a little bit narrower than American campers.
I wasn't listening.
You weren't listening?
I missed it, yeah.
Well, the audience was.
They were, yeah.
The camper is a little bit narrower. That shelf road that we were just driving on,
yeah.
There was some traffic there. There was some side-by-sides.
It was nice. They just right by us.
Yeah,
and
so
I didn't feel like I have to, put myself or you in danger.
Exactly.
Going so close to the edge that I was freaking myself out.
Exactly. So that was nice. Also, it's really great for, even more difficult trailers like you're, turning around here and there's a lot of bumps and a lot of rocks. And that suspension system on the trailer is superb.
Well, if you want something that is like peanut butter and jelly, and you got a lot of money, get yourself a Tremor and get yourself an MDX XT19.
Yes.
Or is it 19?
19.
And come on out here and all those fine folk over there in the tent, you're going to make them very jealous.
I know, they're looking at us right now. No, this is great because it also has all the solar, all the batteries. You could park anywhere along this beautiful trail or anywhere, period. And enjoy all the amenities, including cooking, air conditioning, and the rest.
You're selling it. Hey, you really want me going in that bathroom? I mean, there's a reason I went out there.
No,
you don't want me going.
I think our nauseous fume alarm will go off.
Exactly.
Yes.
Well, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for joining us in Moab, and we'll see you next time. Ciao.
Thank you.